Welcome to Quantum Conversations, where we explore the energetics of healing, from frequencies to metaphysics, technology to astrology, from science to nature. Everything is energy, even you. My mission is to help you feel empowered to take your health back into your hands. My hope is that you will open your heart and your mind to a universe full of possibilities and join me for this healing exploration. Let's discover a new dimension of wellness together. Please note the information provided in this podcast, Quantum Conversations, is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I am in a very special location today for a special edition Quantum Conversations podcast. And if you're listening to this, feel free to hop over to my YouTube channel because you might want to see what we are doing today. Today, we are at the Health Center of Deb Bruce. And if you aren't familiar with Deb Bruce, she is a holistic health practitioner, and she's a bit of a celebrity in the Solex circles because she is an expert AO scan trainer and has done so many things to build out what we now have on the AO scan mobile version. She was one of the originals that had the $38,000 huge computer system. She still has it today, and we are in her clinic. So thanks for having us.
I am so happy that you're here, and I'm happy to join all of you.
Yeah, we are going to do a little tour of her wellness center and get to see everything behind the scenes of what she has. This truly is a quantum wellness center. You have some of the original technology, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. Okay, so this is one of the rooms in your clinic, and it has the hyperbaric chamber and also the red light bed of Lauren's original creations. And what are people using the hyperbaric chamber for?
Well, oxygen is crucial to the body. So we have people coming in that are having heart problems. We have people coming in that are just having circulation problems in general. We're having people come in that have had long-term illnesses that we have worked with them with the scanner to find the causes, and then are putting them in because the benefit of getting oxygen in every cell of the body just helps them improve in all of the areas. We recently had a gentleman who had a massive heart attack and found us, and his heart function was only at 25%. So he is regularly going into the hypercube in order to help with his heart and brain health. In general, you can use the hypercube if you have no problems at all, because oxygen still is just such a hugely beneficial thing to the body. The fact that it also has the acoustic light wave in it, where you can run specific frequencies for any problems they have, and it has the light therapy in there. It's something that people get multiple treatments from different things because of what's in the hypercube. And then some people just like to take a nice long nap when they're in it. It's comfortable. There's the air conditioning. There's room for 2 people in it. We kind of joke sometimes that it's kind of the size of a Taiwanese hotel room, and but it's got plenty of room. People really enjoy it, and there's just a multitude of health benefits from using it.
Awesome. Yeah, come on in and take a look. So this is how cozy this space is. You can literally just climb right in. You don't have to be laying down with your head sticking out of something. And there's all these different features and functions that you can use.
And then you attach a cannula to the oxygen so that they're breathing oxygen while they're using the hypercube. And the nice thing about this hypercube, this hyperbaric chamber, is it's low pressure. So there's not the danger of fire or explosion that there is with the high pressure ones. And add to that the fact that it's got an air conditioner and it's roomy. People are very comfortable in it, very much at ease using it, and they just find it very enjoyable and beneficial to their health at the same time.
Awesome. And just around the corner here in this cozy little spot, we have the red light bed. And the red light bed is one of my favorites. What are people using this for generally?
Well, the red light bed has the Nogier frequencies that run in it as well, but it stimulates healing, it stimulates circulation, it stimulates collagen production. It's well known in orthopedic surgeon circles that it's awesome for pain relief, working with pain. So it just has a very wide scope of things that it can be used for. Usually you have a paragraph and it lists all of the things that it can help the body with. And then you get to the last part of it and it says collagen and wrinkles. And for a lot of women, that's when they perk up and it's like, oh, and it's like, yep, you can stimulate collagen in the entire body. So it's just very beneficial.
Awesome. I love it. Well, yeah, let's keep looking around. I love this place is so homey and cozy. It doesn't have that like sterile hospital feel.
We just really wanted people to be at home and to feel relaxed and not feel like there was any type of medical white coat feeling to it. And so a lot of people bring their kids. We do have a couple people that bring their little dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And usually my grandbabies are here. They've been raised here. So we really try to foster a very homey, very family oriented feeling. And we've developed a lot of really close relationships with those that come in here. And we just really value having people be comfortable.
I love that. All right, now we are in, this room is amazing because there is a theta chamber in here, and just on the other side of us is the original AO scan. Let's go ahead and talk about the theta chamber for a second because this is a little bit old school, not too much. I mean, it was 2019 you got this one? I think
it was 2019, 2020.
Yep. And already you've gotten a few upgrades to it. But what are you using the theta chamber for in your practice?
Well, we have a lot of people that come in and use the theta chamber for depression, anxiety, stress, PTSD. A lot of them are using it for insomnia, chronic headaches, hormone balance, weight management. Some of them are using it for sugar addiction. We run cocaine. With gluten, we run morphine.
Oh, wow.
And at the same time, we do their inner voice, and then we put their tones on a USB, and we run it so that when they're in the theta chamber, they're getting to listen to their own personalized needed tones. Awesome. While they're using the theta. So we've just seen phenomenal results with it.
Wow.
We have an ALS person, that person with ALS right now that is using it regularly and finding a lot of emotional relief from being able to use the theta chamber.
That's incredible.
So we're running a multiple sclerosis program on him to help rewire the brain and see some results with him from that. We have another person that has muscular dystrophy that has gotten quite a bit of pain relief and, once again, a relief from the emotions surrounding what they're working with that way. Yeah. And then you just have the people that through COVID and through the last few years have been so stressed, whether it's money problems, family problems, loss of a loved one. They're using it because it just really helps rewire those neural networks and get them where they have healthier pathways functioning in the brain. And then that in turn affects everything in the whole body.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a relaxing experience. I love the theta chamber. I want to rewind a little bit because you said something really interesting, that you're using the program that helps people with cocaine addictions for people who have sugar addictions. Explain that some more.
Well, the molecular structure between cocaine and sugar is almost identical.
Wow.
So when you run the program for cocaine, it follows that same neural pathway that the satisfaction that you get from sugar stimulates in the brain. And then the gluten falls more under the morphine category. So you're working with what those things stimulate as an emotional reaction or as a comfort reaction in the brain, and just getting it where, as it rewires, eventually it just gets where the person doesn't feel the same craving for the sugar or the gluten.
Okay.
Just like if you were working with somebody that for alcoholism or some other type of addiction.
Yeah, interesting. That makes so much sense. I love that you have this in here, and it looks, for any practitioner that is maybe considering getting a theta chamber, this just proves you really don't need to have a huge space to fit it in. This spins in here, right?
You wouldn't believe how many people come in and say, okay, I'm getting in this, but you're telling me it's going to spin. So yes, I can show you right here. We can take a walk around the room.
There's
and trust
plenty
me,
of room.
I love it. It is clearing by 3 inches. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah, if you haven't heard about the theta chamber, definitely take a look and do your research, because this is helping people in so many ways. Let's move over to the other side of the room and chat about the AO scan. Well, here we are. We are in front of the original AO scan digital body analyzer. It used to be this big computer system with these big machines and add-ons and microphones, and now it is just in a handheld version, but Deb has one of the originals. And so I know that there's tons of other people using AO scan out there, and even those maybe who are curious and still learning more. How is Deb Bruce using this AO scan program in your practice?
That is a loaded question.
Let's dive in.
Well, we have people come in, and the first thing that we have them do is their inner voice. And in the next few weeks, we also will have be bringing up the mobile scanner program on the other computer that we're building, and be using MindSync and different features off of the mobile as both. So we're going to take the best of both worlds and put them together.
Awesome.
We bring people in, we do the inner voice, and then we use intelligent scan to find out what parts of the body are needing assistance because of emotion, because that's one of the most important things that you could possibly do. The developer, Lauren, has always stressed that what comes across from emotions, what comes across from the voice is one of the most powerful things that you can start with. So I have a basic list that I use. It's quite extensive. I start with the things that come over from the emotions, and then I add to it until I have a really good, thorough list of the parts of the body that need to be scanned and then optimized to send in the correct frequencies to help the area. And then after that, we analyze the areas that have 1s or 9s, which indicate lower function or inflammatory responses. And we see what homeoenergetic remedies can be customized for the area, which makes it where the remedy has the exact frequencies in it for them, for that part of the body, whether it's a remedy for bacteria, mold, fungus, viruses. So we just do an extensive test that way.
Awesome.
We also are able to pull up a program in there that has all the essential oils. And any part of the body that had a 1 or a 9 in it that's struggling with function or inflammation, we click on it, and they are, during the whole process, wearing the bone conduction headset. So it's not me muscle testing or guessing. It's that they're directly hooked up to the software program. So when they are testing any part, and such as in the essential oils, the brain and the software program are communicating. So the arteries of the head might come up for frankincense, sandalwood, patchouli, and then it shows whether or not it's ideal. So we find for each body part, their brain picks out the exact oils that are needed. We take the ones that are ideal, we put some drops in the bottle, we put it on the imprinting plate, and we hit imprint, and it takes the exact frequencies that they need from 1x to 10,000 mm and imprints the oil for that part of the body.
Wow.
So by the time they're done, they have 20, 25 different oils in the bottle that have all been customized for them.
Wow.
They rollerball it on the bottom of their arches at night, and it goes directly into the lymphatic system and starts working on those body parts with the appropriate frequencies.
That's amazing. And we don't have access to that yet with the mobile version. I think Lauren has alluded that it may be coming in the near future, but that alone is just incredible. Let's also share with everyone a service that you offer to anybody remotely. This digital body analyzer actually doesn't have a remote capability like the mobile version does, that we have in an app on our phone, our tablets, or our computers. But you can do a similar remote version with hair and saliva analysis. Tell us a little bit about that service.
Most people are familiar with hair analysis, right? With this one here, we have a couple of other computers set up that have attached lab units, and the samples are able to be inserted into the lab units for hair, saliva, and we also get a urine sample, and we can run the exact same test on those samples that we would run here on a person, other than short of that we don't have their voice sample when we do it. However, we're also finding that we can call them and get a short recording of their voice, and then have that information that is available to add to when we run their samples as well. So it runs the same test, and anytime that you run a test with somebody on the AO scan, after they leave, you run a database analysis, and it spits out a very, very big conclusive report on 18 different categories of causes. So whether they're here in person or whether we do it with samples, there still is that big database report that we then customize for them, and are able to give them the information of what lifestyle changes, what supplementation, what they need to do in order to make good, healthy choices to start improving their health.
Yeah, that's amazing. There's so many different pros and cons to having the mobile version versus the original digital body analyzer. And I think one thing that you mentioned earlier is that with the mobile version, you can't transfer your supplement library to that from this. So if you were wanting to do a hair and saliva sample, or even to come into Deb's clinic to do an in-person scan with the original AO, the difference between what you would get on your personal device and what you would get here is that Deb has her entire custom database saved, right?
Well, it's the same database in the background. The difference is that I've just built into the library, added to even the original essential oil list. And then I have built other library menus that I've just customized over the years that I can test people on from here. People obviously with their mobile, they can put their supplements and scan them in and test for their own supplements. I just have other categories and other things that I can do with mine, simply because of what I have built into it over the years.
Yeah, that's amazing. You get the special Deb Bruce personalized
Well, the other
treatment.
thing that is valuable about it too is that even with samples, we can customize different homeoenergetic remedies to send to them. So let's say that the heart comes up as needing CoQ10 plus. It needs some energetic support for the CoQ10 that they're ubiquinol that they're taking. We can put the have the bottle in there, and we can imprint into the bottle the exact remedies that they need and send it to them.
Awesome.
So we're able to customize their remedies for them from their samples, or obviously if they're in here in person, because each of the lab units also has a Cephi unit.
Very cool. I love it. Okay, Deb, so show us how this Cephi system works, because you opened up a lid. I didn't even know it had a lid, and you can set stuff inside of it. It just looks so cool. Let's open it up and show people what it looks like.
You can put a bottle in it, and we can
geometry in there.
We can, yes, it is. We can label the bottle with whatever particular remedy it's going to be. When you run the program, the lights inside, the frequencies go into the bottle, and the lid is closed, and it imprints whatever the computer sends into the actual remedy to customize it for them. Okay.
Wow.
Now, if something like with the essential oils, because I'm adding drops to it the whole time that I'm working, I take the roller ball out, and I've got the bottle up here. Rather than take it in and out and in and out, I just put it up here and it says imprint. And I can, as I fill it up, I can hit imprint on the screen and it'll run it up into the bottle. The other thing that can be done is it's copy and imprint. So there are times that you want to copy the frequency of something and put it into a remedy. So you have the ability to do that as well. So there's a lot of applications with this that you can use. You also can put their jewelry in, just like you can imprint jewelry with the mobile. You can put their jewelry inside while you're running their program and imprint their jewelry for them inside, and they can take it when they leave. So
Wow.
yeah, there's a lot of different applications for using the CEPI.
Very cool. Okay. Let's chat a little bit about people that have an existing AirScan subscription. They're using it on their phone, their tablet, or their computer. They also have access to things like the red light wristband and the new blue supplement, new pulse supplement. What are some recommendations and some things that you've discovered that you want to share with the people that are already using those?
I just wanted to take a couple of minutes during this to just stress with you all just how incredibly powerful it is going to be to have your Solex Blue, and then have your pulse and have your band, and then start to see the results in your mobile scanner.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to go down all the rabbit holes and think about all the connections and whatever. And Kai has done some amazing research and
Mm-hmm.
amazing videos. You've got the technical information already. I don't need to go into all of that. The YouTube videos with Dr. Bennett, with him explaining how blue works and how this band works, and it's nuclear.
Mm-hmm.
When you combine that with your mobile scanner, you're going to start seeing shifts in energy everywhere. And so I'm going to do a Wednesday night call where I actually go into the specifics
Mm-hmm.
of the things that pulse and blue can do for the body, that'll show up on the scanner. And then also just the tie-in with Think, and the tie-in with the Omega Pro, and just the products that we've already got that are just absolutely phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
They're already phenomenal on their own, but when you start taking them and then adding, Einstein said you have particle, you have energy, you combine it with the physical.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we've got energy from the band.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the body's ability to use the blue massively to its benefit.
Mm-hmm.
But I know Kai said on one recent Wednesday night call, you can put everything there that gives the body the ability to use something, but then you got to put in the stuff that it's going to use.
Mm-hmm.
So that Wednesday night call that I'm going to do is just going to help a little bit to just help people realize the importance of, make sure that you get anybody that is interested to realize that this isn't just another gadget.
Mm-hmm.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
And then you put it with the blue and you put it with the pulse, and now you've got released the D3K2 nano, and it is unlike anything in the entire world. Okay. And we already had something that wasn't like anything in the entire world. Yeah. As far as the mobile being, starting here and then going to the mobile. Yeah. But now you've got those things that have been added in the last couple months. It's astronomical. Yes. And it is going to have such a huge impact on everybody who can use the band with the blue, with the pulse, with the D3K2, and then have the supporting nutrients that Solex offers in the background as a foundational source of nutrients that can be put to work everywhere. Yeah. So they're going to start seeing some really dramatic shifts in their numbers. And it can go any number of ways when it does that. So I'm just looking more into that, and I'm going to record that video call sometime this week.
Awesome.
And just start helping people realize just what an amazing, I mean, thank you so much to Lauren and to Dr. Bennett and, you know, all, and Kai and all the people involved with making that happen, because it's going to have a tremendous impact on everybody's health.
That's amazing. I've personally been.
And then put it with MindSync.
Yes.
Then put it with MindSync, right? After Inner Voice. And it's like, you've got a recipe for complete success in the body.
Yep.
If people are willing to just put the effort into it. And
yeah, I'm so excited to see the results that we're going to be seeing moving forward, the testimonials that people are going to be sharing. One question that I have for you, because I've heard about this from other practitioners, and it actually was a stem cell scientist that brought this to my attention, and Lauren has mentioned this as well, but when you imprint the frequency of a supplement into itself, so you take the frequency of blue and you imprint it into blue, do you think that that would enhance blue's benefits even more by adding that energy? Do you know?
I don't know. If I was just, I mean, that's off the top of my head, my immediate reaction is if you're imprinting it in, it's kind of like you can have the imprint of CoQ10 ubiquinol, which is in homeoenergetics. And what I've seen with people who take CoQ10 ubiquinol, when they add the CoQ10 ubiquinol energetic, it seems to give the body an added ability to use it.
Yes.
I wouldn't say that it amplifies it and makes it stronger, but it seems that it almost gives the brain a directive where it's going, hello, hello.
Yeah.
You know,
the frequency, the energy is here. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, because there's a lot going on in there.
Yes.
And just the reminder to the brain, you know, energetically, the profile that you're giving it and whatever. I would say that from, in my experience, that's one thing that I can say I have seen, is that when you imprint one thing and have the energetic form of it, it's not that it makes the product better, or it's not that it makes it, it just seems to, well, under there's ugly for a reason. In the movies, they bite down on cyanide and they're dead because it immediately goes right to the hypothalamus and that part of the brain that coordinates the nervous system. Well, if you took something like blue and did an imprint of it and had the energetic form of it, then as soon as you put those drops under the tongue, and especially if you did it and you had the blue at the same time, the blue would go and the directive to the brain would go right to the hypothalamus. And so if it works like I've seen with other products, it would just be
yes,
you know,
a little boost.
Yes.
I have a theory that it's just like enhancing it with like life force energy, right? So if you're imprinting the frequency of it into itself, it's only giving it that much more like life force and that much more vibrance, and
which is kind of a directive.
Yeah, oscillation. So I don't know. It's
going to be interesting to see
for people to maybe try out imprinting the frequency of your supplements into your supplements. The reference that I had from a stem cell scientist was he worked with a quantum physicist who imprinted the frequency of stem cells, a petri dish of stem cells, into a petri dish of stem cells. And the one that got the frequency of itself imprinted proliferated twice as much.
That makes sense to me. I have seen cases where not knowing what's wrong with somebody, like let's say that they have a sore or something and it's just got, you know, it's oozing or whatever. I mean, like does like, so you can take a sample of that and you can put it on a copy tray and you can imprint the frequency of it into something. And then as soon as they start taking what you've imprinted it into, it immediately starts to work on it and help to heal it. Okay. So it would be the same thing if you took those stem cells and you imprinted them into other stem cells. Those stem cells would immediately start to do the directive which would be much more efficient than just having the not blank, but just
right. without
the frequency.
Without the frequency.
Yeah.
Very cool. I love that. Well, we've had a wonderful experience hanging out at Deb's Wellness Center. I'm so grateful you had us here to stop
I'm so
by
grateful you came.
and gave us a little tour of all of this amazing technology, and to hear from the expert herself how she has been using it and how she's been helping people with it. And how long have you been doing this, Deb?
You mean other than, well, I started in California with Touch for Health, being certified with structural neurology and emotional dyslexia. And then I moved into doing muscle testing for a number of years. And then from there, I went to the electrodermal screening where you pushed on the meridians and held the brass bar. And then I was absolutely blessed to run into Lauren and jump that ship. And I've been with Solex ever since. So with energy development and then Solex. So it's been quite the journey. It started in 93.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, if you are interested in learning more about the technology that Deb has here at her wellness center, if you're interested in stopping by and seeing her, getting a scan, or using any of these amazing tools for yourself, we have all of her links and contact information in the description below and in the podcast show notes. So again, thank you so much, Deb.
And please feel free, if you want to be if you're in some other part of the country, just to send in samples.
Yes. Yep. You can send in hair and saliva samples as well. She will offer a limited number of appointments for those sample tests. So be sure to check out her website for more information. Always a pleasure.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks, Deb.